Let's move on and get you a very interesting discussion which we have planned for you. Mohit Rana, partner, Redseer Strategy Consultants, is joining us. Redseer has come out with an interesting note saying that there is a lot of formalization which is happening, digital penetration in payments, UPI, etc. And that is likely to boost opportunities for MSMEs across the country, particularly the ones which work very closely and are actually getting their business streams from higher online sales and e-tailing. Thank you very much for joining us today on the show. Tell us what kind of SMEs you have in your research actually comes up as the biggest beneficiaries of this theme.
I think the SMEs across categories are coming online, I think, or stepping back. Let me just say, initially when e-commerce started, it was focused on big brands, mobile phone, appliances, and so forth. Also, I think the consumers were also top 10, 20 million consumers. As that market starts getting saturated, I think all platforms are targeting the next set of consumers and also the next set of suppliers. And SMEs in overall retail universe, they have accounted for almost 2/3 of the Indian retail, but they have been represented in e-commerce space so far. But going forward now with this whole thrust on MSMEs by e-commerce platform, MSMEs getting more aware about the opportunity in e-commerce, and also going forward, I think ONDC and such platforms also coming up. We do see MSME across the board, be it fashion, of course, is a huge category. There is beauty and personal care, there is home. So these are a big category, but even in electronics and other category, we do see a play for MSMEs.
Right, Mr. Rana, this is Vinny joining in the conversation as well. I just want to understand, obviously, they're becoming a big play and a big opportunity in that front. But could these MSMEs actually start posing a big threat to some of these already more established players? Or, is there a space in this industry where they both could coexist and grow?
Yeah, e-commerce is still such a huge opportunity, and you've just scratched the surface. Indian e-commerce accounts for just about 7% of overall retail. And we expect it to grow from about 60 billion GMV in last year to about 150 billion GMV by FY27. And that means there's such a large opportunity. So big brands will also grow, but MSMEs, which I said are currently underrepresented by, I think they have about 10-12 percentage share of the e-commerce pie. I think they will get to their rightful share of about 33%, which means MSME is about 50 billion, give or take. And the big brands still, I think they are growing from 50 billion to 100 billion. So I think there's opportunity for everyone.
Opportunity for everyone is what you're saying. Also, I just want to understand right now in terms of a trend. Obviously, we know the discretionary side, that consumption has taken a hit currently. So any of these MSMEs or any trend that you're seeing coming in here, which has impacted these consumer-facing MSMEs, what is it that you're getting an understanding on that front?
Yeah, it's a big universe. When you say MSMEs, over 2 million MSMEs today sell online, and there are relatively bigger players and small players. Having said that, I think at least in e-commerce, we see growth is still there, and even more so in the mid segment. So you think of players selling at products priced between 200 to 400 rupees average selling price. And that at least we see still continuing to see robust growth, even more so maybe because as inflation kicks in, I think some of that's happening. But one caveat I would add is to some extent, the tier 2+ cities have been hit a little more, or the lower income segment has been hit a little more by inflation. So I'm sure there are pockets out there where the demand has been impacted.
Rana, thank you so much for joining in with us and giving us an understanding on, how that opportunity at least stands in the e-tailing space, the e-commerce space, especially coming in from the MSME, SME side as well. Thank you so much, Mr. Rana.